meeting, he says, dude, we changed up the fuel. So he thinks he put in bad fuel. Hopefully he's worked it out. But right now, you can't give Odie a gap like that. He is thirsty. Here we go. Odie Bakchis around that first front clip. The Cash Racing G37 shuts her down. And it looks like Odie Bakchis, throw the yellow flags, throw the caution. And it looks like, yep, there it is. So Odie sees the vehicle, shuts her down as he would have, wouldn't have been pretty. So just as I was talking about Jonathan Hurst and working out the gremlins, looks like he got him wet, fed him after midnight because they grew there. And here we go. Jonathan Hurst comes out swinging, but if I'm Odie, you got to think, you know, out of the last few runs, hasn't been 100%. You really got to risk it for the biscuit, and he does just that. So Hurst looks like he found that clean fuel once again. Oh boy, woo! Wow, pucker up, Buttercup. Man, he grabbed all of the seat with his rear end. Wow. All right, well, with that being said, Odie Bakchis, I mean, I know he got the new carbon Kevlar doors and body kit, but that is no way to try it out and see if it's durable. Yep. Here we go, we're back to the action. Odie Bakchis going against that of Travis Reeder. Whoa, well, look at that. Reeder jumps into formation, absolutely frazzled by that. Ooh! Reeder overcooks it now. Again, Ryan, this seems like a different Odie Bakchis in 2021. Travis Reeder debuting this new car. Odie Bakchis loud and proud, just nasty with it. Look at that. Odie Bakchis just seems absolutely possessed. And you pointed it out early, Ryan. He could not make it to the line. So Odie Bakchis gets the win here in Falcon Tires S15. To it. Odie Bakchis and Adam LZ. Two S15s, two very different builds. Oh boy, look at that nastiness. We got door to door, wheel to wheel, and LZ just absolutely slamming into the side of Odie Bakchis. The first portion of this battle. Matt Field waits in the wings as Von Gittin Jr. does as well. Will he get third place or will he get fourth? Odie Bakchis coming down the hill in that Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15. Here comes Jones in tow. Odie brings around that first front clip. Well executed by both the drivers. Couple car length distance in between the two drivers. First outside zone, now the second outside zone. Jones taking a tighter line. Ooh. Look at that, wheel to wheel. Good transition. Now coming out of the keyhole. Jeff Jones make a small correction, straightens out, now back up the hill. Odie and Jones, no major mistakes from either driver. I think Odie had a really good gentleman, is going to the finals, guaranteed a podium spot. Here we go, send it. Jeff Jones coming down the pipe. Odie Bakchis right there, that's what I was talking about, and that's to be expected. Jones in that 818 Edelbrock. Z coming into that second outer zone. Just barely dips that back left wheel into that second outside zone, transitioning out of the keyhole and through that touch and go. Oh, great transition by both the drivers. Jeff was a little off that touch and go, Ryan. Awesome driving by both the drivers. Are here. It's a Falcon 1-2. In which order are they going to land? Matt Field, the beast from the Bay, initiates. Throwing into that first front clip. Odie Bakchis right there on the back. Whoa! Odie Bakchis lunges forward, gets in to the side of Matt Field. You see him go on the opposite side. The accident happens. And the carbon Kevlar body kit lands right in front. Oh, man, we got side skirts, front bumpers. We got it all. That was interesting. How did he go on that side? Odie says, look, I need damage on this side too. Let's just go and throw it on that side. Out front, Matt Field in the chase position. Who's coming out on top? Odie, missing some of those carbon Kevlar bits, wraps it around that front clip, gets a little closer, doesn't have that bumper on. And look at this big angle. Matt Field with a big correction.
Oh boy.
And Matt Field, is that considered incomplete? Kind of came out of power, and now coming back down the hill.
Guys,
is that an incomplete? But the contact, Ryan, I hear you screaming, hooting and hollering. Is that enough? Wow.
I mean, this is a weird.
Let's send it Atlanta for potentially the last time here of the evening. Odie Bakchis out front, Matt Field sweating them. Look at this, around that first front clip. Oh man, Matt Field, he is a man possessed. Odie Bakchis filling all that outside zone 1, outside zone 2. Field taking a shallower line, but look at Matt Field. Oh man, he took a shallower line, he had a correction, exiting out of the keyhole. And then back up the hill. Woo! Matt looked like 2020 Matt Field there. He was like, he looked like a Tasmanian devil, little blah 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 blah, like chunks, and then caps. I like the shrooms. Here we go. That is Matt Field and Odie Bakchis. Nice job there by Matt Field on initiation, going to that first outside zone. Into the second outside zone. Both these guys are dialed. Rip Rourke ready to go into the keyhole. Around that front clip, out of the keyhole, both these drivers go. Now down into that touch and go, and that final clip. Looks like we got a full pull here, Ryan. Look at that. Oh, just as I say that. Odie Bakchis overshoots, 2 tires off. As here we go with our next battle. Odie Bakchis and Wataru Masayama. Odie Bakchis initiates up on the bank. Looks like textbook, exactly what he was doing in practice. Masayama just slightly lower. And past that front clip, you see Masayama overshooting that inside clip. Both the first and the second, about the third hash mark. And into that second outer zone. He's gonna need to throw down because he knows who's in his rearview mirror. Masayama initiating a lot higher here. And that allows Odie, you can see, he's trying to get that forward traction, and Odie Bakchis jumps to the side of him. Look at that transition. That was very interesting. That didn't seem very Odie-like. He shallowed up the angle to shoot forward. We've seen a staggered start here from Alec Robbins, I believe. All right, we are clear to send. Alec Robbins looks like he's going to get a bit of a run up here. Remember, he can leave the start line before Odie Bakchis. And look at that, little staggered start. Still did not help him out. Got a little bit of a late start, but now he's reeling him in. Wow, Odie Bakchis has a different kind of machine this year. A real slamming down as Alec Robbins takes a way shallow line, center punches that front clip. And Odie Bakchis, our current points leader. Remember, he started out winning, but really lingering. And there goes Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins, great angle there, good lead run. Odie Bakchis. Look at that. Allowed him just enough. Whoa! Odie Bakchis really utilizing that transition, and that's what he did earlier in 32. And here he is once again at 16. Wow. Clean start. Let's see how these frenemies throw down. Odie Bakchis high on the bank. Matt Field, those yellow headlights, getting right to the side of him very quickly, slamming down. All signs are saying Matt Field was the guy to beat in Atlanta. And there goes Odie Bakchis, a lot deeper angle than Matt Field, but still exciting run by the teal and blue tin. Matt Field initiates into the bank. High on the bank, look at that. Mirroring each other, well done by Matt Field, good lead run. Odie Bakchis, watch his transition, he absolutely slayed it earlier, and he does it again. Holy cow, Odie Bakchis. Can't even say his name right, it's such a good run right now. Odie Bakchis and Matt Field. That's why these guys, again, they were, almost hits them after the finish line. Look at that. Fellas! Here we go, Denofa and Bakchis. Odie and Chelsea. Chelsea Denofa high on the bank. Look at that, you're seeing Odie just get inch closer and closer to the side of that Ford Mustang, and there it is. Odie Bakchis going in for the kill. So it does go in pretty tight, does center punch that second inside clip. And look at that, Janova pulling away, gripping up that side grip of those Ford Mustangs. All right, here we go. Send it. Odie out front. Janova in the chase position. Oh, look at this. This is what we're talking about. So Odie, good angle, but now talking about oh, wow, look at that. Odie Bakchis hanging out there for quite a bit. And there goes Janova going in, sweeping the leg. And there goes Janova, gets to the side of Odie Bakchis and brings it home, a little rubbing on the door. I think he didn't want to hit. So stick around. Odie Bakchis, Kyle Mohan. Odie Bakchis and Kyle. So Odie out front in our current leader in the Formula J points chase as Kyle Mohan chases him down. That KM99 Mazda RX-8 as Odie comes into that second outside zone. Now bringing it on in, and a slow trickle here. And now through that front clip. And now transitioning into that final outside zone. Here goes Odie Bakchis. And Kyle Mohan, you see, just comes up a bit short here. And interesting turn of events. The second half of this battle, and we'll get back to our conversation here. So now Kyle Mohan, he is out front, and he's going to that first outside zone. Now brings it on in. You can see Odie Bakchis, he shallows up, doesn't get all the way out there. Now transitioning into that second outside zone. Again, the 180-degree turn. And there, look, you even seen our current points leader having some difficulty here. Again, Odie Bakchis, I remember, you know, back in the day, it's kind of like 1,000 horsepower laughing at. Now he's there, and Kyle Mohan with this rotary, he's making it look pretty good, given that he's the lone rotary in the competition, but it's not about horsepower. Right now, it's all about skilled driving as the pace going through that field giving chase. Here we go. Odie going into that first outside zone. Matt Field coming in. Let's see how he handled this. Good proximity from both of them. Oh, look at that. Matt Field giving, absolutely mimicking the angle. Good angle. Nice job from both the Falcon Tire drivers. Wrapping it around that front inside clip. Odie gripping up. You can see him pulling away from Matt Field. Solid job by both these drivers. That could have been the best tandem we've seen. And seen some dry spots out here. Woo, look at that initiation by Odie Bakchis. Right to the door of Matt Field. Now coming to that second outside zone. You can see Matt Field deep. Odie taking a shallower line. See if he can work it out there. And Odie, great proximity from him. Oh, taking out that front clip. Actually, Matt Field just did nick it with that front left. Oh, man, Matt Field risking it for the biscuit. Nice job by him, and allows Odie to get...
Need to take out a foe.
Yeah, Forsberg came in 10th in points into this round of competition. Odie Bakchis currently sits there in second, and right now, Odie Bakchis high on the bank. Chris Forsberg a few vehicles back from Odie Bakchis. Now transition that second outside zone. He knows he needs to apply the pressure, because I know Odie definitely will. Oh, and Chris Forsberg transitions. Look at Odie. Way off course, both of them on either side of this course and this track and the line. Oh, Forsberg shuts it down before the... Here we go, Odie Bakchis coming down toe-to-toe, tip-to-tail. And now Odie Bakchis, much more proper, straightforward initiation. You can see a quick little yank of the brake, now dropping into that second outside zone. Odie Bakchis, you can see the posture of the vehicle. Oh, look at Taylor Hull, nice transition there. Odie Bakchis looks like he does exceed that track line. Taylor Hull hammering down, look at this. Tires, Liquid Molly, Edelbrock, Cadillac ATS-V. Odie Bakchis, look at that, the Type S lights blowing them up. In that first outside zone, both of them absolutely on fire. Now to that second outside zone, shredding that front bumper, Odie Bakchis. Leaving it all out here on the track, literally and figuratively, as Taylor Hull in that outside zone. Odie Bakchis right there. Let's see if he's going to give him a little love tap as well. Battle between these gentlemen. And here we go. We are seeing Odie Bakchis. Odie Bakchis will lead. Taylor Hull will chase for the third time between these two gentlemen. Odie Bakchis initiates not as high as we've seen from previous battles. And now comes into that second outside zone. Taylor Hull falls back quite a bit. Not as aggressive as we've seen from him in previous battles. outside zone. Goes Odi Bakchis and Taylor Hull. So unfortunately, maybe, you know, a little bit of wear. Vonkin Jr. doing battle with the winner here, either Taylor Hull, who's leading, or Odi Bakchis. Taylor Hull initiates. Look at that. You see Odi Bakchis flexing on him a little bit higher there, but we want to see them mimic that angle and their line.
Oh.
So how is this going to fare? Oh, wow. Great lead run by Taylor Hull. Look at that snappy transition. That's what we saw from earlier. But Odi Bakchis showing you why he's currently second in points and a real championship contender. Everything is here. We go. Odi Bakchis will lead. Vonkin Jr. giving chase. Our final battle of the Great Eight. Odi Bakchis initiates, and you can see Vonkin Jr. chasing him down. Might be calculating some formulas here as far as, or Odi might just be pulling away from him right now. Odi fills all that second outside zone. Vonkin Jr. now maneuvers that into the third and final outside zone, banging on the door. As Vaughn gets in the side of Odi Bakchis, that very well might have shut him down. That was a just square shoulder block. That was a slam dance, little Mr. Plow Jammer there.
Grandstand, and obviously the driver's getting back to the line, so it seemed like they feel like there's any major mechanical damage here. Let's get this second half underway.
Yeah, so that tells me that Odi, you know, just was in it. He's okay. He's feeling all right. So here we go. Vonkin Jr., Odi Bakchis. Vaughn will lead. Odi will give chase. Don't leave it in the judge's hands. Throw down a gangster run. As Vaughn, little separation here between the two drivers. Massive angle there from Vonkin Jr. Drops down. Ooh, taking a bit of a tighter line there. Vaughn, big angle. Odi Bakchis comes on in that last final outside zone. And bring it across the finish line. Ryan. Run here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely championship run.
This is a big battle here, and Odi's got to have all the confidence in the world. Chelsea Denofa.
Staggered.
Oh, look at that. So he's running a little backed up there. This is a big one right here, kids. Here we go. Odi Bakchis, Chelsea Denofa. Again, two championship contenders. Look at the massive angle here from Odi Bakchis. Chelsea Denofa back there quite a bit, coming up high on the bank. Could be a little bit higher there for both the drivers. As now they exit down into the power alley. Chelsea Denofa, look at that, barely going past the gold nose of that Ford Mustang. Odi Bakchis tightening up to that front flip now, coming to that last and final outside zone. Come on, Seattle! Woo! Wow!
In the chase position, in Chelsea's favor.
Here we go, Chelsea Denofa up top, on the bank, taking a higher line. Look at Odi Bakchis. He jumps forward, he's bathed in smoke right now. And now coming down into the power alley comes Chelsea Denofa. Odi Bakchis right there. Oh, does he allow? Look at it. Oh, we got contact. Massive contact. It looked like the transition from Chelsea Denofa with Odi Bakchis. Looks like he got into him and then got into the side of him and going into the wall. Oh, doctor, look at this. Let's take a look at it again, Ryan. I mean, you could see Chelsea just kicking off that Nitto Tire smoke. The Falcon Tire vehicle of Odi just absolutely bathing in it. But when he got, I mean, coming to that prior to qualifying, very un-Odi-ish. All right, going into that first outside zone. Here goes Castro and Odi. And Castro now going to transition. Oh. Is that so again, we're looking at the, yeah, I mean, you're seeing that rubbing on that right side, a moment where he just needs to throw down, and he needs Odi to make a mistake. That's honestly what he needs to do. Apply the pressure, and maybe he'll fold. But given Odi in qualifying looked a lot better than he did in practice, and this is the Odi that we know and the fans love. Now into that third outside zone, you can see that angle. Really massive angle there. Oh, and Castro trying to back it in, but just does not. He spins, he rotates. BRZ out front. Odi Bakchis, Falcon Tire field suspension. S15. Ayashihara brings it all the way out there. Odi could go a little bit further into that outside zone. Now into that inside flip and that third outside zone. Tell you what, Ayashihara is on one. Where is Odi going? Odi takes a very shallow line. Yeah, let's take a look at this again. Was Odi affected by Dai Yoshihara's BRZ of Dai Yoshihara? Odi Bakchis with the S15 left-hand drive. Now coming on in, clean start, no cones hit. Throwing it into the outside zone. Smoke signal on. Now into the outside zone too. Odi throwing some more angle out, takes that wider sweep, but tightens it up. Dinosaur falling back a little bit here from Odie. Now in that final outside zone. Set it and forget it. Put that thing on rails in that outside zone forward, Ryan.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Dylan Hughes will lead. Dylan Hughes qualifying 12th. Odie Bakchis qualifying 20th. And here we go. Continue on with this battle. Who's going into the final four? Dylan Hughes, the dozer, or Odie Bakchis? As we are right back at it. About to throw down. And here we go. Dylan Hughes out front, initiating in that first outside zone. That 2JZ powered BMW approaching that second outside zone. Big angle from him, nice job. Look at Odie's composure, a great job keeping that proximity and angle, mimicking right into that final outside zone. There goes Dylan Hughes, bringing it all the way out there. You can barely see it with the amount of run. Will lead. Here comes Odie Bakchis. The frenemies are still in it. Here we go. Odie Bakchis initiates Dylan Hughes right there. See if he allows him enough room to transition. Yes, he does. Now coming into that front clip. Past that front inside clip into the third outside zone. How are they going to handle the last and final outside zone? Both of them bringing it on in. Well done by Odie Bakchis with that 2J. Adam LZ S15. Now coming into that first outside touch and go. LZ tracks him down. Odie filling into the zone, that first outside zone. Odie Bakchis doing the same. Well done into the second, and now finally LZ gaining some grip and going to the wrong side of the inside clip. I want to see that angle there. I believe LZ S15. See how it comes into view of the judges with their naked eyes. Now coming in, massive angle from LZ. Just a bit shy, but look at Odie Bakchis applying the pressure, Ryan. You talked about how good Odie Bakchis was in the chase position, and he's absolutely proving you right. And LZ, he loops it, parks it, and just being lost in the smoke there. Want to go to what I call the truth serum camera, that overhead view. Here we go. Dai Yoshihara out front. Odie Bakchis in the chase position. Initiating now, let's see how they handle the touch and go. Dai getting all the way out there. Woo, very close, but does not tap it. Very well done. And now into that second outside zone. Great proximity by Odie Bakchis. Dai Yoshihara, always smooth like butter. That was a rock solid text. Odie Bakchis, Dai Yoshihara. Now coming to view with the naked eye. Oh boy, look at Odie, massive angle there. Comes ripping. Dai Yoshihara not as deep as Odie Bakchis. Out to that second outside zone goes Odie. Keep in mind, Odie's won here before. Dai Yoshihara would love to get a victory here, just barely tapping with that front right. Great execution by him. The AutoZone Streets of Long Beach presented by Type S. Odie Bakchis leaves the start line. No cones for him, we got a clean start. Odie Bakchis, Chris Forsberg, both of them. That touch and go era. Odie, Chris Forsberg goes a little bit deeper. Odie fills all that first outside zone. Both of them working out to the second outside zone, now transitioning out to that touch and go. It's like you got a little rub in there. Woo! Bringing it across the finish line. We do. Here we go. Forsberg out front. Odie in the chase position. Whoa! Nasty initiation by Forsberg and Odie right there in tow. Dragging bumper is Forsberg into that first outside zone. Here's the second outside zone. Forsberg not all the way deep. Look at Odie just bathing in smoke around that final front clip, Ryan. Odie fans out. Where are my Formula Drift fans at? Let's send it! Frederick Osborne coming into view now. Outside touch and go. Dragging bumper. Odie Bakchis chasing him down into that first outside zone. Frederick Osborne and Odie Bakchis now in that second outside zone. Approaching the touch and go. And now that inside clip. A solid execution by both the drivers. There we go! Way to go, Idaho! On three. 1, 2, 3, send it! Here we go. Odie Bakchis out of the chute. We got a clean start. Now initiating into the touch and go. Odie Bakchis brings it into the wall. Frederick Osborne transitions. Now into that second outside zone. Frederick Osborne right there. And now bringing around that final clip. Looks like we got a clean start. Odie Bakchis gets the win. Odie Bakchis and the Falcon Tires feel suspension. 818. pace himself accordingly. But look at Jeff, the Edelbrock supercharger. Jumping up. Jeff Jones coming in hot. Oh! Pedals it back just enough, but Odie Bakchis pulls away. And now into that final outside zone. Really impressive. Again, Jeff has the horsepower. You see that? So here we go. Jeff Jones out front. Look at that tip to tail, and now trying to go door for door. Jeff Jones, pour some more angle at it, but just not enough. Drops down that bank. And look at Odie, everywhere he went. That Jeff Jones went, Odie is right there. Some wavering there by Jones. But even with that wavering, the teal and blue shadow of Odie Bakchis is right there. Odie, the friendly goat, comes right on in and drops into formation. Forsberg in the chase position. Odie Bakchis initiates into Big Bang. Odie, massive angle there. Forsberg gets up there, taps that wall. Taking a very odd line as Forsberg now into that second outside zone. Here goes Odie. A lot more posture there. Oh, and Forsberg straightens out. A big direction there by Forsberg. And Odie continues on through the course. Ryan, what happened to Forsberg?
From what we've seen from Chris so
Start
far.
no cones in. Here goes Forsberg and Bakchis. Forsberg now back to the form we saw him earlier. Odie Bakchis definitely has some great proximity, doesn't mimic the angle, but definitely right on him. And look at that, lunges forward, and there's Odie Bakchis, one of the best chasers in the game, Forsberg. Now he assumes the position and puts the car in all the right places, snaps back into that outside zone, but Ryan was that mistake by Forsberg. Unfortunately, that means, here we go, Odie Bakchis and Matt Field. Matt Field initiates. Ryan chasing him down. Look at that angle for both these guys. Having a blast as Odie Bakchis past that front clip. And now into that second outside zone. I mean, they're looking like two teal and blue shadows. Oh, that Field, shots fired, a correction there. Now, Ryan, was the contact made due to dropping the RPMs and dropping the speed? So Matt Field with that deficit, he's going to try to throw down a gangster run. And Matt Field throws it in. Nice job by Field. Odie Bakchis all up in the mix. The frenemies right now, it looks like Odie Bakchis getting a little out of line, and now contact was made. Odie applying the pressure, banging on the door of Field. If you want to knock, I'll knock, says Odie Bakchis. Now to that final outside zone. Brendan Osbo, Odie Bakchis. The finals here at Irwindale Speedway. Osbo leaving it all out of the track. This is it. His brand new stroke engine. Leading the pack, the Rockstar Energy Drink. Toyota GR Supra coming that second outside zone. Odie Bakchis trying to fight back. Puts it right to the side of the Toyota Supra. Opening a can of worms. Literally, the can of worms being a Toyota Supra. Oh! And the first mistake, really.
Lead in what could be the last head-to-head battle of the year.
Let's stomp your feet here, Irwindale. Make some noise for Odie Bakchis, Frederick Osbo. Let's send it! Bakchis and Osbo. Odie Bakchis initiates. You can see Frederick Osbo taking a bit of a lower line. Odie doesn't get as high as well, allowing Osbo to gain that proximity. Now to that second outside zone. Look at Osbo on the attack, knocking out some body parts. Headed on into that second inside clip. Osbo grinding in that Nitto tire. Into the door of the Falcon tire S15. Bringing it all the way through.
You know, just at face value here, intuitionally, this may come down to Odie's lead.